El caso de la secretaria. ¿Qué pasa? ¿La pilla el tren? Uy. Pensaba que se la llevaba. ¿Por qué casi todos los asesinos matan con palanca? Madre mía.
Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve.
Ha aprovechado que estaba borracha para matarla.
Rose gold wedding ring and matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line.
Pobre desgraciada.
Right, Skipper.
La verdad que no ha tenido mucha suerte de cruzarse con el tipo ese. Wow. Investiga el escenario del crimen en la estación.
The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
What exactly did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass, Phelps? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
Yeah, the bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my sap.
No, no estaba muy bien, ¿eh? Mirad los carteles de la publicidad y todo. Muy antiguo todo. La década de los 30, 40. Vale, vamos a la estación. Luego ya vemos al prestamista, donde nos han comentado el tema de las joyas y demás. Vamos.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Hold. Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's groundkeeper. He's our guy.
Witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before.
He ran, for God's sake.
And he always maintained he was set up.
You boys ready? Follow me.
Sí, indícanos. Mira, ¿será justo ese mismo tren donde apareció? Estación de clasificación, 10:37 de la mañana. Vale, en esta ocasión sale vestida.
Yeah, I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
Vale, tenemos un testigo, pero que al parecer no es muy agradable. Ok.
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now.
No parecía desagradable, a no ser que no sea esa persona. Vale, aquí se ve el cuerpo inerte. Y aquí sus objetos personales. Licorería Divine para Evelyn Summers. Se llama Evelyn Summers. Vale, lo que me ha llamado la atención es que ha comprado maletas. Es que se iba por ahí, a algún lado. Se marchaba de la ciudad. Vale, no puedo ver el bolso. Simplemente con esa documentación ya sabemos el nombre de la persona. Ok.
Smell?
Very good. There is the
Olor a
usual
alcohol y a
evacuation,
sangre.
but
Rico.
it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
La verdad que sí. Vagabundeo, ¿cómo? En el brazo derecho, rozaduras.
Another missing ring.
No tiene el anillo otra
Certainly
vez.
seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers
Esta
recently.
víctima. Y lo de las uñas
Exact
rotas.
about the time of death.
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
Lo de las uñas rotas también. ¿Qué sentido tiene? Porque aquí las tiene bien, ¿no? Parece. No, rotas también. Pero no les da importancia. Moratones. Hemorragias. Etcétera. Ok. Aquí hay algo más.
What are you thinking, Ray?
The city keeps tossing us dead bodies. We're just running to catch up.
Literal. Cada día que pasa hay un muerto más. Cada día un saco de huesos más. Un mechero parece.
No good to me.
No me sirve, pues a mí sí. ¿Y esto? Vale, ya si te sales de esta zona no hay nada, ¿no?
Wouldn't park there if I were you.
Tabaco, pero
don't think so.
tampoco nos aporta nada. A ver, vamos a hablar con este tipo.
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her.
¿Qué cojones?
It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no
Take
law
your
against
beating
it.
like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand.
What?
Classic Carmine.
Estaba besando al trozo carne. What?
Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him.
No le pegues. A ver, merecérselo se lo merece, ¿no? Sí, hay algunos casos que son un poco turbios, ¿eh? Descubrimiento del cadáver.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Estás dudando. Permíteme que dude yo también.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead.
Viste que estaba muerta y dices, hostia, aprovecho, le doy un besaco. Madre.
I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
Yo lo dejaría, que le pegara un par de
You,
putazos.
went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Además de lo que ha hecho, roba también.
You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Vale, parece afirmar lo que está comentando. Básicamente ladrón y guarro.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine.
Merecido.
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
Mucho muerto desde hace unos cuantos capítulos y mucho lechero también, ¿eh? En fin. Qué cojones, tío.
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible.
Manchas de pintalabios, no sé, a lo mejor es que le han metido la boca, ¿no?
A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
Ok. Voy a hacer una llamadita. A ver si me pueden ofrecer algo más de info.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor, closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard if possible.
Just a moment, Detective.
Cómo suenan las palomas,
Store would
no
be
se
the
callan.
one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks.
Vale. A ver si en esta licorería han visto a esta señora o si era cliente habitual y demás. Vamos a ver. Parece que aquí en el escenario del crimen puedo hacer algo más, pero no sé el qué, la verdad. Poca cosa más hay. Alguna pista me habré dejado. A ver, sí que es verdad que es un caso raro. No solo por la muerte, sino por el baboso ese y tal. Es rarete, pero hay casos más chulos todavía. Licorería Levine, 11:21 de la mañana. Toma los lingotazos, bueno.
What can I do for you?
LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
Era cliente habitual, la conoce.
New Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
La ambientación de este juego también es increíble. El hombre aquí en su tienda con su radio tranquilamente, ¿sabes? Muy inmersivo.
Got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. Well, you let us take
A mi
some
compañero le
from the
gusta
road,
tu
this
tienda,
case
¿eh?
might get solved a
Vas a tener aquí otro fijo.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
She kept a bed here, but I probably shouldn't have let her. An alcoholic in a liquor store, that was never going to work out, was it?
We'll take a look around.
A ver, para la señora era el sitio perfecto, ¿no? Le gustaba mucho el parreque y aquí tenía bastante, ¿no? Aquí tenía bastante bebida. Puf.
She wasn't always such a loner.
Vale. Será una foto de la universidad, ¿no? La metafísica de
Evelyn was
Aristóteles.
reading Aristotle?
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
True. Un cristal roto.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago.
Ojo,
Worked
era
in legal
actriz.
copyrights for music.
Gestión de derecho musical, ponía.
I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
Le gustaban los bolos también.
Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
Vale, pues podemos ir a la bolera para investigar allí. Ok. ¿Ves? Te mandan de un sitio a otro. Indirecta o directamente. Contacto con la víctima.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit? To pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
No sé cómo tomármelo. Porque ha tragado... Diría que duda. Oh.
She was an alcoholic and your friend, and you still kept selling her booze.
You ever try to stop an addict, detective? Better me than having her buy methylated spirits from the hardware store.
Relación con la víctima. A ver, serán buenos amigos porque le ha prestado una zona de su tienda para que pueda dormir.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
I got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping rough of late.
It became difficult for me to have her staying here. Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now. And to be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back on.
Vale, vamos a la bolera. Cuando va a un sitio y ya lo ha hecho todo, te lo tacha. Te tacha el nombre. En la zona del escenario del crimen me ha faltado algo. Y aquí en la licorería también. O a lo mejor, ¿no? La bolera. Rowling, 11:35 de la mañana. Ojo, la ha tirado todas. Qué grande ese tío.
Hello, Rusty. Two on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
We're conducting an investigation, ma'am. Do you know the name Evelyn Summers?
Sounds like I should. Oh, maybe it could be Jimmy's friend.
Jimmy?
James
Amiga de
Tierney.
Jimmy.
He's a pin setter.
Otra persona para investigar.
One day he introduced me to a lady after work. It stuck in my mind because she was much older, too old for him.
Where can we find Jimmy, Florence?
He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
Ha dicho que por las pistas del final, ¿no?
He's only a rider, he can't really...
Wish I could afford that.
So what next?
Well, the kid is in back somewhere. Let's pick him up.
Anda por ahí. ¿Dónde?
Tiernan!
Aquí estás. Coge el coche tú.
There.
Ojo, robadiño. Buen carro.
What are you waiting for? Get after him.
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight.
Buen carro, buen carro.
These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Sin maletero.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires. Another runner. At least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to land.
No, your theories are not airtight by any means.
A las ruedas.
Hit it! Clean this asshole off the
Ahí,
road.
bien.
If this isn't the killer, we can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble.
¡Para!
Put your
Ahí
hands
ya,
where I can see them.
ahí ya no te mueves, ¿eh? O te paras o te paro. Dime que puedo seguir con este coche. No... Oh, sí, 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 sí. No sé de quién es, pero que nos lo preste un poquito más. Que nos lo preste un poquito más. Vamos ahora al prestamista, a ver. Está bonito el coche, ¿eh? Prestamista 12 y 18. Toma ya, hasta los escaparates tienen cosas. Wow. Antigüedades y demás. Ojo.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
50 bucks?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
Así es como se negocia, amigos. Vale, este es el del diamante.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark.
Marca masónica.
Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip.
Vale. ¿Y este? ¿De compromiso?
Does this mark mean anything?
22 quilates.
Gives you an idea of the quality.
What
Vale.
have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street.
Trabajo hecho.
Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build. Dark hair, I think.
Podría ser cualquiera.
Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
Vale, pues... ¿Este quién es? ¿El primo de Moza? No sé quién es.
We should keep this development with the rings under our hat until we speak with the captain.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps.
Vamos
Skipper
otra
will
vez a la
decide
estación
who
del
needs to
crimen.
know. You got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it.
A ver, el que me debería
We
quitar
have a
soy
problem.
yo.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus.
La
Purpose
dirección
having
es
fun with
falsa.
us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. The Dahlia letters are genuine, and the man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Mullen.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one bit.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
Me ha faltado por investigar esto. La sangre salpicada.
She must have been struck while standing up.
Y de ahí esa marca en el suelo, ¿no? Ahora sí me deja interactuar con el bolso. Vale. No sé por qué antes no me dejaba. ¡Ojo! Estimada Evelyn, espero que recibas esta carta con mejor ánimo que el de cuando nos despedimos por última vez. En esa ocasión nos cruzamos palabras amargas. Habías bebido demasiado y ya sabemos cómo te pones cuando bebes. Pero no te escribo para hostigarte ni acusarte, te escribo para disculparme. Me quedé desolada al descubrir en qué se había convertido mi chiquilla. O sea que es su madre, ¿no? Te estás destruyendo el cuerpo y el alma con la bebida, Evelyn. Y ver esto me resulta... Hostia, va muy rápido. Ay, sorry. Pero solo Dios Todopoderoso tiene derecho a juzgar, así que te suplico que me escuches, supongo. He estado en contacto con un... Hostia, no me da tiempo. Solo tienes que ingresar. O sea que esta es su madre. Y lo de arriba será la dirección de ella, ¿no? A ver.
We could go over to the lot and see what they know about her.
That's going to be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
Se podrá investigar algo. Y esto también, lo del bar. Tampoco me dejaba antes. Y hay algo apuntado, a ver.
Maybe someone that mentions will remember her.
Vamos primero al bar. Ahora sí que está todo hecho aquí, ¿no? Efectivamente. Vamos al bar Mensch. Y ahora se ha tepeado mi compañero. Bar Mensch. 11:50.
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers? What is it now?
You knew
¿Qué pasa ahora?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
Yeah, a bunch of these guys. Ask around.
Pregunta por ahí y este hombre mira.
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Último contacto con ella.
Did you see Evelyn last night?
No. I was at home. Writing.
Mira, atrás salen fotos de Muhammad Ali. Qué guay. No sé si esa sonrisa es de confianza o te estoy engañando y no te estás dando ni cuenta, ¿sabes? Me hace dudar.
Do you want to get dragged into this, McCaffrey? Do you want us to get interested in you?
She hung out with this powder puff, James Tiernan. They haunted the public library together.
How well do you know James Tiernan?
I know
Ahora
him
otro
from some
sitio.
kind of plebeian job at Rawlings Bowling Alley.
¿Vale? Antecedentes.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
¿Quién encontronazos?
You want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights. that kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
Ahí está. El jefe bastante fan de Muhammad Ali.
Read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah. Yeah, I read about that.
These people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? I guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. Spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
Me sigue marcando este lugar como que falta por hacer algo. A ver. Aquí hay otro pibe, pero no sé si puedo hablar con él. Ah, sí.
You a friend of Evelyn Summers?
Who's asking?
Very cute. You know who's
A ver si este es el asesino, ¿sabes?
Rights. You don't have any. Answer the question.
Evelyn mooches for drinks. I don't have any time for that.
Was that so hard?
Keep writing me, copper.
Uf, le tiene rencor. Me sigue marcando el bar, ¿eh? Y hay una escalera hacia arriba. Pero no puedo acceder, ¿no? ¿Me deja hacer un vistacito rápido? ¿Qué me falta aquí? Y aquí tampoco puedo llamar. En fin. Vamos a otro lugar. Volvamos a la licorería, a ver.
What did you make of McCaffrey?
There'll come a day, and it's coming very soon. We'll run him and the rest of his pinko buddies out of Los Angeles.
Amanda's a suspect, Rusty.
Como sospechoso, no lo cree, ¿no? Se ha callado.
Only movie stars have things like that. That's that cop.
And
No me,
she's borrowing books from
no me jodas que por
Rover
esto no me
McCaffrey.
dejaba seguir con la investigación. No, güey. O sea que McCaffrey sí que la conoce. Vamos otra vez a la licorería esa. Bueno, a la licorería no, perdón, que estamos en ella. Al bar. Ese es el datito que nos faltaba. Por eso no podíamos seguir con la investigación. Vamos. Tú. Tienes cositas. Relación con la víctima.
You say you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
And what was your opinion of her?
Pity. Bordering on contempt.
¿Cómo? ¿Cómo? ¿Ya está? Conocimiento de McCaffrey.
Do you know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
No en persona.
She talked about McCaffrey.
Supposedly he fought in the International Brigade in Spain and in the miners' strikes back in Virginia.
I thought you were Evelyn's friend, Robbins.
You should learn some manners, some goddamn respect.
We're catching murderers, not running a popularity contest.
Car 11K, KGPL.
Vale.
King.
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central. Go to.
11 King, en route.
Volvemos a comisaría. Ahora. Ahora está todo hecho. Bien. Comisaría central, 1:16 del mediodía. Vale.
The captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
Ok, vamos para abajo.
I didn't want to arrest the kid, so I gave him a dusting.
¿Será este el compañero que lo hemos dejado sin el patrulla? Sería increíble. Se han tenido que venir a pata.
That's the guy from the papers. Solved that big case.
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick, but she did have a message. We
Sí había mensaje.
Scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
What?
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, though. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And follow up on Evelyn Summers. I want daily reports.
Tremendo caso, ¿no? Madre mía. 2 horas de caso.
Straight through the red light.
We got our orders. Back to the Summers case. Get an address for McCaffrey, who'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
Vale, pues vamos a llamar al teléfono a ver si nos dicen el nido donde se esconde el guarro este, ¿no? Tengo ahí un teléfono, pero aquí dentro creo que había otro. Aquí.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Sí, please.
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Apartamento 6.
126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Ok.
Thank you.
Alpine. Buena marca. Mucho.
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What you got to do with?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slammer ever found out.
¡Ojo! ¡Qué apartamento! 4:39 de la tarde. ¡Ajá! Muy señorial esto. ¿Qué eres, conde o qué? ¿vale? No puedes llamar directamente al telefonillo. Entramos como Pedro por su casa. Vale. Habrá que subir. Las 5 y las 6, es decir, aquí. ¿Aló? ¿Policía?
Doesn't look like anybody's home.
Terrible shame. Means there's nobody to let us in. Want to do the honors, Phelps?
Si no nos abren la puerta, habrá que abrirla. Es así. La otra mitad de la carta. ¡Bof! Vale. Ahora tiene un candado en la puerta. Ojo, le quería dar cobijo. Vale, vale. Sería su madre, ¿no? Augusta Summers, o sea que podemos preguntar por Augusta.
Found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
Bueno, realmente no tiene nada que ver la madre, ¿no? Estoy cieguísimo, ¿cómo no he visto esto? O sea, aquí está la guinda del pastel.
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD.
Cositas.
Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you gonna give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can write him up for that. A citation at least.
Se parece a ti, pero tú no tienes palomas mensajeras, o sea que haz una cuenta, ¿no? Si no te pareces en lo de las palomas, que eres borrachón. Vamos para arriba, a ver si lo vemos. ¿Desde cuándo se fuma por el ojo? What the fuck. Vamos para arriba.
That's the guy from the paper. Solved that big case.
¿Qué te pasa, tatito? Por aquí. Los interiores son increíbles, me gusta, me gusta. Mira, aquí está. El McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Y voló. Cole, cole. No lo pierdo, no lo pierdo. Pero veo por el coche, como has dicho, por si acaso. Por si acá. Cole, cole. Me seguro que coge un coche el guarro este. ¡Ojo! ¡Quita! ¡Coño! ¡Corre, corre! Menudo empujón, tú. Lo he llevado a Cuenca. Vamos. Vale, hop. ¡Sprint! Vamos.
McCaffrey,
Designator, muchas gracias por el follow.
arrest on suspicion of murdering Evelyn Summers.
Ya, como corre.
We need to get downtown and wrap this thing up. It's got to be McCaffrey.
Vamos.
Unless Tiernan set him up. Don't think that asshole Jameson did it, do you? Now, whoever did it,
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the dog?
we have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
KGP L.A unit. The citizen reports suspicious activity 111 South Alameda. Stand by for further for any Central unit.
Comisaría Central, 7:16 de la tarde.
You sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young fellas.
Lo intentaré. Vamos primero a la 1.
Need a drink.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Relación con la víctima.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Apenas la conocías. Entonces, ¿qué me dices de esto?
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends? How come this is so hard to believe? A man and a woman getting along, liking each other just as friends.
F. Libro de la víctima encontrado.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at her once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it.
She wanted something of his.
We either hang this on you or McCaffrey. You better give us something.
Well, McCaffrey's been in trouble with the law before. I mean, he always makes out it was some kind of labor dispute. But, you know, I'm not so sure.
Vale. Acceso al arma homicida.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
No, we use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
A no ser que se lo robara el McCaffrey. Escúchame. Mientes.
I want the truth. I think you broke into McCaffrey's apartment and planted a lug wrench there.
I didn't do that, and there's no way you can prove any different. As hard as this is for you to contemplate, I really loved Evelyn. She was kind and gentle to me.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. A big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
Yo el que quiero encerrar al otro. Al McCaffrey. El que creo realmente que la ha matado, ¿sabes?
Hey, I gave his wife a tap.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
Esté muy tranquilo, va a ser complicado Saber cuándo miente y cuándo no, ¿sabes? Relación con la víctima.
You told us you barely knew Evelyn Summers.
She hung around sometimes. I had very little to do with her.
Duda.
Doesn't look good, Grosvenor. It's either you or Tiernan from where we're sitting.
Personally, I think Evelyn is better off. But I had
¿Cómo?
nothing to do with it.
Coartada de McCaffrey.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
Claro, ¿y eso cómo lo desmiente? Esto es complicado de desmentirlo. Dudo, también.
You're gonna need to do better if you don't want to swing for this.
I was having a political meeting in my apartment.
O sea que has mentido.
Fifth columnist.
Some of these people will corroborate your story.
I won't give up names of party members.
Good. It's your funeral.
It's either
Madre
gonna
mía.
be you or Tiernan, Grosvenor.
Make it stick, detective.
No quieren
The
aportar.
party has good lawyers.
No quieren aportar. Joder.
What on earth is that man doing?
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
Saco la porra, ¿eh?
How can I help, detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Vale, porque antes ha comentado McCaffrey que no tenía unos delitos muy graves. Protesta, no sé qué, no sé cuánto, a ver si es verdad. Hurto también. ¿Cómo? Ah, o sea que no ha sido la primera vez que agredes a una mujer. Uf. Uf.
Thanks, ma'am.
Casi la mata a golpes. En este caso sí lo ha hecho, pero con una palanca. Hostia, qué guarro el McCaffrey este, ¿no?
You were in the war?
Yes, I was.
¿Y qué hiciste, aparte de apalear a mujeres?
It changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
Porque mira qué casualidad que he hecho una llamadita y me han comentado tu pasado. ¡Crack!
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse.
O sea que si lo has hecho una vez, no me sorprendería que lo hiciera otra vez. Que eso no quiere decir que lo hayas hecho en este caso, pero todas las papeletas tienes.
Combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore. She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country. I could have.
You beat her because she stole from you.
Y le
Because
tiene
she
asco,
tried to
¿eh?
outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch. What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it?
Denunciar que te ha robado, gilipollas. No matarla.
How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken
Machista,
nobody,
brother.
stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her.
Sí que se ha delatado. Se ha delatado. Eres tonto, tío. Sí, sí. Cabríate, pero te vas a comer barrote. Vas a chupar barrote, perra.
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady. Never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive.
Se ha delatado.
Congratulations, boys, you bagged a fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury.
No.
You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in the prison graveyard.
A la silla eléctrica, perro. A chupar barrote. Crack. Un caso un poco más largo, pero muy buen caso, me gusta. Pistas encontradas, 14 de 17 y 7 de 14 preguntas correctas. Es muy complicado el tema de dudar sobre una aportación de un sospechoso o mentir. Es muy complejo, aunque tengas pruebas, algunas veces es erróneo lo que pongas. Súper random, tío.